Believe it or not, but this here in front of me is a guitar. Or at least it will be by the end of this video if everything goes well. Maybe you've seen these types of DIY guitar kits and wondered, just like me, how good can they be and could they actually be good enough to be considered a real or even a professional instrument? So to explain the idea behind this project, I just stumbled over the Harley Benton DIY challenge and thought, okay, this could actually be a fun little community project. So instead of just doing this for me, I involved all of you guys, as you might have seen on my Instagram. And over the past 2 or 3 weeks, everyone could vote not only for the guitar model I should build, but also the finish and the entire build process until the finished guitar. And to make this into a true community guitar, I will also give it away to one lucky viewer when it's finished. So let's hope I don't mess this up. Alright, this whole thing is extremely spontaneous, so bear with me if I don't manage to keep it under 6 minutes, but I will at least try to not drift off into story mode too much. My beloved patrons know what I'm talking about. But yeah, before I start, let me fill you in what happened until now, in case you missed that on Instagram. So in the description, first of all, I will put a link to these Harley Benton DIY guitar kits, but there are also bass kits and ukuleles if you're into that, in case that someone gets motivated by this and wants to build their own instrument as well. Or I think the Harley Benton DIY challenge is still ongoing whenever this video will come out, so maybe that motivates you even more. I think you can win up to 500 euros or so. So yeah. Check out the links in the description. So my followers on Instagram had the choice between 3 models that I gave them. I think about 1,000 people voted for which model I should build, and a whopping 67% was for the Explorer shape. So this is what we have here. I absolutely hate unboxing videos, so I will not do that. But I thought you want to see like the first impression. We have here this electronics kit, which I will absolutely not touch now. I will leave that for later in the video. There's also this manual here. I took a peek and it is very, very detailed. So in case you have no idea about how to build this together, this will be very helpful. I will not take a look at that. So then we have, of course, the body and the neck. As you can see, neck and body are numbered, so obviously there's no big pile of necks and big pile of bodies, and they just pick randomly what fits together. So there seems to be some quality control at Harley Benton, and they made sure that the neck fits the body. It came relatively well packed. So let me start and check out the neck first. So yeah, the first impression is very, very good. The fretwork is excellent. There's not a single fret sticking out. Maybe down here just a little bit, but it's not even sharp. Yeah, that's a big relief to me because I will not have to be doing too much work on the neck. So the body also looks very nice, very smooth, not too heavy, not too light. It seems to be a 3-piece, so you can see 1, 2, 3 pieces, but they fit in very good. And actually the grain also looks very decent. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it looks very nice. This brings me to the last restriction that I gave my followers on Instagram. This guitar build is supposed to be relatively quick. So I don't want to, if it would be only for me and I would not restrict myself with a deadline or anything like that, I think I would go and even stain this body. I've read on the Toman page that the wood has already been treated, so you can start right away with applying your finish. But if you want to stain the guitar body, for example, you would have to sand the entire body and the neck in case you want to stain that too. So yeah, that is not really like a fast DIY project, and I want to keep it as quick and dirty as possible. So that was the last restriction that I really had, and from there on I have pretty much no say in this guitar anymore, and all the choices come from the Instagram followers. Maybe that wasn't the smartest move to let others decide what I should do with this guitar kit. The choice for the finish fell on rust look, so I have no idea how I will pull that off, but we will see about that. First things first, before even thinking about applying any sort of finish, I will just prep the guitar and tape off all the parts that should not be painted. Doing a good prep work is absolutely key, and any sloppiness you do here, I guarantee you will regret later on. So make sure to use some good masking tape and be as precise as possible with all the edges, especially on the fretboard. Okay, after watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials and talking to some friends on how I could actually achieve this rust look on the guitar, I went to the hardware store and bought a bunch of spray cans, different colors, some I still had lying around here. So the best tip I had from a friend was to start with the base coat of silver. Makes sense if you think about it, because rust comes from metal, so it makes sense to have like a base coat of something shiny that looks kind of like metal. If this whole process fails, I think I will go with plan B, which will be the black and red matte camo look. So yeah, in case you are doing your DIY kit as well, I encourage you to just go with your ideas, try it out. If it does not work, you can start all over and no harm done to the guitar. So that's what I'm doing. I will do the base coat first and then just wing it and try to see which colors work, which combinations work. And also, yeah, you can see I have this stick here to maneuver the body better when I'm spray painting it. Anyway, I will start with the body first because I always, in case it does not work, I don't need to redo both parts. And when I see, okay, this does not work, I will go with the camo look, for example. Then I will finish the body first and then do the same thing with the neck. So yeah, let's go for some silver paint. The base coat is pretty straightforward, and the stick helped a lot to easily reach every corner of the body. The idea then was to apply some black and red paint to make it seem a bit more uneven and roughed up. But when I sprayed over everything with the rust color spray paint, it all disappeared very quickly because that color was just too thick and you can't see any of the silver underneath. So the original plan went right out the window and I had to improvise a bit more. The next idea was to dilute some yellow paint with water to get a very thin paint mix and fill it in the spray bottle. I set up the guitar body at roughly the angle it will be when I'm playing it using my very professional rigging skills, and then started to spray the yellow paint where later on the hardware parts will be. Because the paint is so watered down, it naturally runs down the body and creates the illusion as if the body has been sitting in the rain outside and water has been collecting at those hardware parts and dripping down for a long time. So basically I alternated between spraying with different spray settings and carefully dabbing off the wet paint. I repeated that process a few times, also with some slightly darker yellow and a muddy red to give it a bit more texture. After letting it dry for a few hours, I found it to look somewhat realistic, like a piece of metal that has naturally been rusting outside for a longer period of time. To take it a step further, I then dry brushed some areas with black paint. Then some more prep work for the final paint job because I wanted to give this guitar a colored binding around the body and headstock. I chose a blue metallic paint because the blue is a complementary color to the reddish rust paint, and having a shiny metallic binding is also a nice contrast to the matte finish of the rest of the guitar. After letting everything dry for at least 24 hours, it was time to pull off all the masking tape and see if I did a good prep work or not. It looks like I did, and the finish turned out like I hoped, so now it's time to put everything together and set up the electronics. Everything I needed was in this little plastic bag, and the whole process was pretty straightforward. All the holes are pre-drilled, so you know exactly where to put everything, and even the tiny screw holes for the tuners are already where they should be, so that made it all incredibly easy to mount. Also, there's no soldering necessary, which is great for those who have never done any soldering or don't own any tools that would be necessary, like a soldering iron, for example. The only time I needed to apply some force was when I wanted to put in the mounts for the bridge. I guess it's a lot easier with a rubber hammer, but as you can see, you can always improvise like I did and use the handle of a screwdriver instead. In the pack included came a set of strings, which to be honest felt really cheap, but for a first setup I thought they are good enough. But when tuning the strings for the very first time and giving each string a very light stretch, so a total fail on these strings. As you saw, the high E string broke right down at the ball end from just a slight stretch, so I'm pretty sure that would have even happened from just bending the string a few times. But as I said, for setting up the guitar it was nice to have some strings included. When I wanted to adjust the truss rod though, I ran into a really big problem. The included Allen key couldn't grab and none of my own keys seemed to fit, which I found really odd. Even when switching from my metric to some imperial Allen keys, none could fit, and on close inspection I realized that the hole in the truss rod was completely rounded out. So something definitely must have gone wrong in the production here. In the end I managed to make it work and set up the neck correctly, but this definitely is an issue that needs to be fixed somehow. All set up, I find the black hardware looks and feels very solid, and the overall look of the guitar is really cool, and especially the contrast with the blue binding gives it a very satisfying vibe to me. The last step was to have my signature on the headstock, as the majority on Instagram voted for that, so I first signed the headstock with a pencil and then followed the signature with black paint to make it permanent. And this is what the completely finished guitar looks like with a fresh set of good quality strings. I must say, it not only looks really sick, but I also like how it feels, and the weight is pretty nice, so it's not too heavy and you can definitely play with it for a longer period of time without running into back pain or something like that, I'd say. Let's hear a first sound test, just clean into my PRS MT15 with some reverb. I'll go through all three pickup positions so you can hear the difference. I'm very impressed by these pickups, very dynamic, and for active pickups they sound pretty organic. So for clean parts, an absolutely decent sound. Let's switch to something with a bit more gain, but still no drums or bass to not distract from the actual guitar. A really nice sound in my opinion, and also not too much output, which I personally appreciate a lot. You can always use a tube screamer, for example, to drive the amp a little bit more, but when you don't want such a hot sound, it's kind of difficult to quiet down your pickups when they have a very high output to begin with. So this right here is pretty much in the sweet spot, at least for the sounds that I like. Now, let's see how it holds up in a full mix and check it out in this blast from my past. Not gonna lie, this guitar is pretty awesome. It's really comfortable to play and sounds excellent, especially considering the price of this thing. I already feel kind of sad to part ways with it right away, but I'm sure whoever will win it will be very happy with it. But that's the thing about DIY projects, or even just customizing your existing instruments, you know? It becomes a part of you. You feel a lot more connected to your instrument because you invested time and effort and your creativity. So I can really recommend to you, try it out, build your own guitar with, for example, one of these DIY kits. It's not only a super fun experience, but it's also, I guess, the most affordable way to get your hands on a really good, high quality instrument. Sure, there's some minor work involved, but hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. The only flaw I actually found in here was the obvious truss rod thing, but I seriously doubt that it's a very common thing in these instruments, so probably I was just unlucky with my kit. In any case, I wrote an email to Thomann and asked if they know more about it and how the warranty, for example, would actually work, because I obviously finished this guitar already, so I was wondering if I wanted to, could I still give it back? My guess would be that that should not be a problem, since Thomann's customer service has always been one of the best in my experience, but whenever I should get a reply, I'll write about it in the comments for everyone to read. If you want to see and hear even more of this guitar, the folks on Instagram decided to name it Schweinepriester. For those who don't know, that's the title of one of my own songs. So I was kind of flattered about that decision and therefore re-recorded the song with this guitar now, since that seemed somewhat appropriated. So you can find an exclusive video in the description only for you guys to watch, and there you can also download the full mix of the re-recorded Schweinepriester completely for free. Alright, how can you win this guitar? Since it has been basically an Instagram community project, I will also give it away on Instagram. So if you want to win it, there are two things you will have to do. First, go to my Instagram and leave a comment on the post with this finished guitar. But not just anything, I want you to be creative. Come up with a song name for an imaginary song that would be perfect to play on this guitar. Then I will pick 5 comments and the community will vote for the winner. And the second thing, whoever wins this guitar with his or her song name idea has to write a riff with this guitar, and we will record it together and post it also on Instagram when it's done. So I will do the drums and you play this guitar. Sounds good? Okay, so best of luck to everyone. You will have until the end of the month to enter this contest. All the links are in the description, of course, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Thanks to everyone on Instagram who participated in this project. Thanks for all the cool ideas. Thanks especially to all my patrons, without whom projects like this definitely wouldn't be possible. As always, a big thanks to Toby from Roadkill Music Production for his top-notch mixing skills. And of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.